everyone! So the title of this video, who is Emilia Lecter and diagnoses? What are mine? What are they? What do they mean? Are they really that important? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I am in a pretty good mood today. I just met with my DBT therapist and she is awesome. If any of you guys have watched Katie Morton, she is a licensed therapist here on YouTube. Her personality is so similar to Katie Morton. I am in awe. I feel like I have found a wonderful therapist. I hope it's just not like a one-time thing and she turns out to be a terrible person the next time I see her or down the road. But right now I am so happy. I cannot ask for a better personality, a better person to be able to work with. So anyway, who am I? I go by Emilia Lecter. Emilia is a nickname of mine. Lecter is for my love of Hannibal the Cannibal. I am 25 years old. I worked in the professional corporate world in the IT field for 3.5 years before I decided it was time for me to take some time off, or really needed to take that time off due to my health issues. And as far as now I'll get into diagnoses that I've had throughout my life. So I first went to a psychiatrist when I was a teenager, I guess about 14 years old. I was diagnosed initially with major depression, major depressive disorder, and social anxiety and ADD. So I was on 3 medications during my teenage years. I was on Lexapro, I was on Effexor and Seroquel, all at different times. I don't remember why I discontinued those medications. I don't remember how they made me feel. I also had some drug use during my teenage years, so that probably didn't help the medication either, or my memory. So I don't know why my parents just decided to discontinue me from those medications. So that's what I was on for my mood or anxiety issues. For ADD, I was on your typical Adderall, Ritalin, which made me really hyper, which made me really hyper-focused, made me get a bunch of stuff done, threw me into hypomania, I guess. And I abused those as well. That was another drug that I abused as a teenager from other people, giving them at other sources as well as my own once I had them prescribed. So it was good that I got off of those. I also tried Strattera, if that means anything. I know it didn't work out, but that was another thing that I tried. So fast forward from age 17 to about age doesn't matter, let's say a year and a half ago. So that's how long I went untreated, so not good, that's a pretty long time. And I first got help, my boyfriend, he actually is the one who insisted that I get treatment because things were so out of hand. And I went to a GP. I wasn't ready to go to a psychiatrist yet. I was still way too terrified. So I went to a general practitioner, family doctor. She diagnosed me with depression not otherwise specified. I think that's the technical name for it. And attention deficit disorder. And I think she wrote down generalized anxiety. I actually saw the insurance paperwork, so I saw that written down, what those diagnoses actually were. So that's what I was diagnosed with her. She gave me a variety of antidepressants, which either didn't work or they made me manic. She gave me Ritalin and Adderall, which made me manic and made me feel terrible. So I discontinued taking those as well. Not to mention my past issues with those. No, I need to stay away from amphetamines for the rest of my life. And yeah, that is that. So after seeing her, I finally decided that it's time to see a psychiatrist because nothing is working. And I went to probably the worst psychiatrist I could have gone to. She was so condescending, she was so mean to me. I would tell her I would write down a psychotic episode if I could remember it, and I would tell her. And she would actually make fun of me. She would make fun of this, like, oh, well, that's really crazy. Why would you think that? That's stupid. Well, I wasn't in my right mind. That's why I thought that. Lady, please, really? Come on. You deal with this every day. So, anyway, she was terrible. She prescribed me Xanax for anxiety. She prescribed me some, the only two medications that she gave me was Wellbutrin and Lamictal. And one of the two, I don't know which one, maybe a combination of both, really triggered my mania. So that neither of those were good. And I was going to her for a good probably 5 months, 6 months maybe, before I thought enough is enough. This lady is terrible to me and I need to see somebody new. So I went to a new, or my current, soon to be ex psychiatrist, or technically nurse practitioner who works under a psychiatrist, but she is wonderful. She has put me on I've gone through a million different antipsychotics, mood stabilizers, tried a couple antidepressants, and as well as anxiety meds, and they've all been for bipolar 1, as far as, like, if you go to their website, like, this is used to treat depression in bipolar 1, or this is used to treat bipolar 1 mania, or this is used to treat bipolar psychosis or schizophrenia. So that's what all the meds she was giving me was labeled for. So I'm guessing it was bipolar 1, even though she always has told me I was bipolar. She didn't specify it was bipolar 1. So I don't know. But anyway, she also, I guess, said that I had social anxiety as well. She agreed with that past diagnosis. She said that the ADD might just be part of the bipolar disorder, might just be a symptom, so I may not actually be ADD, it might just be the bipolar. I also had an ER doc when I went to the ER the first time before my first hospitalization tell me that he thought that I had borderline personality disorder along with bipolar disorder. So, who knows, maybe I have like 4 different disorders, you know? So, my last hospitalization, I did get on my discharge paper in writing what my diagnosis was, and it was kind of terrifying. So it was bipolar disorder 1, depressed with psychotic features, versus schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type. So I'm either schizoaffective bipolar type, or I'm bipolar 1 with psychotic features. I don't know. I think they thought that I was maybe schizoaffective because the doctor asked me, do I ever have hallucinations outside of a mood episode? And I said maybe. I wasn't sure, because honestly I'm not. It's really hard to tell. Sometimes I can tell when I'm getting really manic or when I'm getting really depressed. I can tell that psychotic episode is a result of that, but otherwise I can be in a normal mood and something will happen, and I guess that would fall under schizoaffective. So I don't know really what my diagnosis is. I've been told bipolar the most from everyone verbally, so, and it's been written down the most, so bipolar is what I'm gonna go with. I think that's what everyone would most agree with. But I don't know. How important is a diagnosis to you guys? What have your diagnoses been? Does it really matter? I think in the physical world, health world, it matters maybe more so than the mental health world, because say you have cancer, well, say the doctor just tells you you have cancer, but he doesn't tell you that you have throat cancer, but you have tumors in your throat, and you have symptoms that you can feel in your throat, and you want to know what kind of treatment that you can get. and that all depends. It's different for throat cancer than it is for, say, I don't know, breast cancer. So I think that it definitely, in the physical health world, a diagnosis, an accurate diagnosis, is extremely important. And the mental health community being the only medical field where there is not actual like brain scans or physical work done to you to accurately and 100% tell you what your condition is. It's all a matter of what the doctor sees as symptoms or what you're telling the doctor you have as symptoms. Then who is really to say how accurate your diagnosis is? So, I mean, it can only be as accurate as honest. It can only, as honest as you are, is how accurate your diagnosis is going to be, I think. So, either that or just how your symptoms play out. If you have a manic episode in public, then your diagnosis is going to be accurate and it's going to be told right away. If you have a manic episode in private, then you might not get that immediate treatment and you're going to go more or longer without having that proper diagnosis. So anyways, I'm rambling at this point, and I don't want to make this video as long as the other ones have been, so I'm going to cut it off there. But that's just a little bit about me and how I feel about having a diagnosis and how just, I don't know, it's a mess. It's not as cut and dry as it should be, and I really wish that it could be, because it bothers me, it bothers all of us. We all want to know what is wrong with us. We just want to be told, I'm bipolar 1, I'm bipolar 2, I have PTSD. But you go to one doctor, they tell you one thing. You go to one doctor, they tell you a different thing. You hear one thing verbally, you see another thing written down, and it's all different, and you just never know. So, I don't know. That's all I have to say on that, though. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, even though it was a little bit kind of out there. Maybe got a little ranty, maybe got a little too over the top. But I will see you guys in my next video, and please like this, please give it a thumbs up, and please so much subscribe. I would very, very much appreciate it. Thank you. Bye, guys.